Do y'all know the hardest part about doing a video is actually figuring out how to come in and start the video?
I wanna be a great one. I wanna be a great one.
Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Tonie.Wan, and today is not a hair video at all. It's just a video that, it's like, it wasn't a requested video. It was just a question that I get a lot. You would think that I get it this much, but I get it a lot. So today I'm going to be give you guys tips about living with your significant other, whether it be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. This thing goes all around the spectrum. So like, let's get it. First, know who you're moving in with. I understand that like, you're like, it's my boyfriend, we've been together for so and so X amount of years, months, weeks, whatever, and you're just like, I'm ready to move in. You have to know who you're dealing with. You have to know who you're moving in with, because a lot of the time, even when people are getting married, they don't even know who they're getting married to until after they marry them. So my best advice is my advice for anything, like going into any type of relationship, is always to start off as friends first, so you can know who they are as a person. You can know their views without it being biased, because a lot of the time when you're dating someone, you ask them for their views on a certain thing, they're only going to say it to make you happy. They're going to say it because they feel like that's what you want to hear. So make sure you're friends with them first, and then you know all this stuff, not even all this stuff, but you know like the basic ground stuff about them. Second tip is going to be, don't wait for other people to tell you when it's right to move in with your significant other. Like, there's no limit on love. Like, there's no, like, when you know, you know. Like, no one can tell you what you know and how you feel, because honestly, when me and Pablo moved in together, it was like after us dating for like 2 months. We met January 2018. Like, we became friends. We were friends first. We became friends January 2018. We started dating March 2018, and then we moved in together May 2018. The only person that can tell you when something is right, when it's right to move in with your significant other, is next tip. Be sure that that is what you want to do, because if you go in doing it and it's like you're only doing it to make your significant other happy, you're not going to be happy. Like, it'll be like you move in with this person, and yeah, you loved them before, but now you found out all this stuff. And I feel like you have to love the person that you're moving in with. Like, it has to be some strong amount of love, because moving in with people, you find out things that you didn't know about them until you guys moved in together. Like, just being around them, not living with them, just being around them a lot is nothing compared to going to sleep and waking up with them, like, for the rest of your life. It's honestly not. So be sure that that is what you want to do, because really at the end of the day, it's like, it's down to you. Is what you want to do. My next tip is going to be, at least spend the night before you guys actually move in together. Like, spend a couple of nights with them, so you'll know like how they are waking up, how they are going to sleep, how they are, like, period. Because I feel like me spending some nights with Pablo actually helped me ease into moving in. I knew a lot of more things about him that I would have known just going out and eating with him a couple of times. The next tip would be, okay, this is the biggest thing for me. Like, if you're coming from a household where you have siblings and you guys have chore charts, and you're not used to doing chores for like 3 days at a time, you're gonna be doing them almost, like, you're gonna be doing stuff almost. For most people, that's a big problem. Like, the chores thing, who cleans what and when it gets clean is a big thing. Like, when me and Pablo first moved in together, the dishes was the thing for me. Like, we took turns doing the dishes, but then sometimes Pablo would wait like a couple days before he did the dishes, and I wasn't gonna do them. Like, I was just like, I'm not gonna do the dishes because they're your dishes, and then he had to do like a lot of dishes. But now I'm basically like the sole dishwasher, and I don't have a problem with that. I only have a problem when Pablo does stuff like eating cereal out of a measuring cup instead of washing a bowl out, or getting one of the bowls out of the cabinet, like making unnecessary dishes for me. But that's been resolved. Like, we talked that out. Yes, I have no problem doing the dishes now because Pablo works. That's like no problem because I'm here most of the day. But most of the time there aren't a lot of dishes because I really don't eat that. I'll do my dishes and Pablo will take out the trash. And his thing is he does the laundry. And that's fine because like when he does laundry, he gets up when he's getting ready for work. He'll grab the clothes that are around and he'll put them in. We have 2 cats and the litter box. That's one thing that we split. Like one day he'll do it, one day the next day he'll do it. One day he'll do the litter box, the next day I'll do the litter box. One day he'll do the litter box, the next day I'll do the litter box. So compromising with chores. The next tip I have: make sure you guys communicate. It's easy to not communicate or to get angry and then ignore that person because you guys don't live together. So ignore that person for like a whole day and not even really, I won't even say not even care, but like not even really have to deal with it until you see each other. But when you live together, like you have to know how to talk stuff out. Like you have to know how to communicate. You have to know how to get past things, like get past issues. Learn how to, instead of getting angry, learn how to communicate and learn how to talk. Learn how to say, okay, this is what made me angry, or okay, I'm sorry about what I did, but this is why I did it. That's literally the simplest thing to me because people say couples have to argue and couples have to, like, you have to scream at each other to be a real couple. And that's like, I've never, unless I'm playing, I've never screamed at Pablo and we've never argued. Like we either stopped talking to each other and then came back and was like, okay, well, I'm sorry, or okay, well, this is what made me angry, or while it's happening, or he'll ask me what's wrong, I'll ask him what's wrong. He'll ask me what's wrong, I'll tell him what's wrong, like, this is what made me mad and you're doing this and it's making me upset. Being a real couple does not, or being in love or whatever, it does not equate to arguing. It does not equate to fighting all the time. It doesn't. Next thing I would say, and this should have been like number 2 or number 1, but like it's just coming to me. Make sure you trust the person. Like make sure you trust your significant other. Because living with somebody that you don't trust, I'm not even gonna I'm gonna elaborate on it, but I feel like I shouldn't. Like you don't trust them, why are you living with them? You're basically, if you live with somebody that you don't trust or that you don't love, you're just doing it to prove a point. You're doing it to prove that y'all are together. And when you're in a relationship just to prove a point, it never works out good. Like it's never gonna work out because really at a certain point, it's either on one side of a relationship or it's a relationship where you guys know that it's not gonna work anymore. Make sure you trust that person. Make sure you love that person. And like I said earlier, there is no time limit on love. There's no clock on love. So whenever you feel like, hey, I'm ready to move in with you, you make sure it's 2-sided. Make sure it's a 50-50 thing. Like don't try to force somebody to live with you. Be like, okay, well, you don't want to move with me, so you don't love me. Don't do that. You have to be patient. Patience is virtue. Patience is key, especially in a relationship where you're thinking about being serious, because moving in with somebody is a commitment. It is a big commitment. You are sharing your space with another body, like with a whole nother human being. So you guys have to know how to coexist. So just make sure that you don't let the negative cloud your judgment. Because at the end of the day, it's not what everybody else wants. It's not how everybody else is feeling. It's about how you feel. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.